Okay, now the next step is going to be to get your wheel nut undone. Now, there's several different kinds of locking mechanisms for these, and to be perfectly honest, if I'm telling the truth, I'll tell you I don't remember what kind this has. So I'm just going to kind of hope that it's the passive spring clip, because I don't remember for sure. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go grab my trouble light and see if I can see in there. We'll clean out a little bit of the grease and get in to where we can see. Okay, so what we're going to do is clean a little bit of the grease out. I'm going to try and get this nut to move. Basically all you're doing is you're just tapping against, there's some edges in there that you tap against to turn it. I don't seem to be having any luck so far. Might need a little bit longer punch or chisel. In fact, one of these might just do the trick. Okay. See if we can get it like this. No, not with that one. Yeah, there, we're moving. And there's what it looks like, right there. Not much to it. I'll clean it off a bit so you can maybe see it better. It's pretty banged up because of the turn it off and on. But you can see the teeth, maybe, on the back side there. And that's what locks it all in there. Now, there is a tool for setting these. However, I have the tool for the half tons and explorers, but I don't have the tool for the 3/4 and 1 tons. So there it is, and you can see it's just 4 little tabs there. Pretty simple. But this one, there's a deal that goes over the top of it to push that ring back so you can tighten it down tight, and so on and so forth. But anyways, now that we got that out of there, we can get some of our rags out of the way. Greasy mess we got going on here. It's only going to get worse. But we'll get this stuff cleaned up, and then you can just go ahead and pull your hub, your rotor, and all. Now before you set this thing down flat, I would highly suggest that you put a rag underneath it, because when you set it down, depending on the condition of your seal, you may drop a bearing out of there. So then what we're going to do now is we'll go ahead and clean the inside of this up, get any old grease and nasties that are in there out, and then before we put it all back together, we will pack this all with grease. New grease. And here you can see this nifty little locking device. There's your teeth. It's all spring loaded, so it sets down in there. Okay, so we're making progress here, but we still got a little bit left to do yet. All we got to do really tonight is figure out if these half-ton axle shafts are going to work on the 3/4 ton. Oops. Work on the 3/4 ton front end. So wipe this down good. Clean it all off. Nobody likes to be messing with dirty parts. There we go. Okay. Good enough for the girls I go with. Now, next thing we're going to do, pretty simple stuff, aside from putting away some tools. Just take a 9/16 and an impact, zip these bolts off. Okay, now you got all them bolts out. Next thing you do, take a chisel, like so, and you want to pop it in behind this spindle here. You want to be careful of your dust cap though, contrary to what some people might tell you. Your dust cap is important. So you want to keep it intact, or as intact as you can possibly keep it. You just keep driving that chisel back in there until you can get a pry bar or something. In behind there. And then you just go like so, and voila, off you come. And then you can, at the same time, you can, you want to double check. There's some roller bearings in here. You want to make sure everything's okay there. And those are actually pretty stiff. Might have to look at that. We'll set that on top of the hub just in case that bearing falls out. And then you should be able to, from there, grab the shaft and pull it on out. And you guys can see the carnage. Booyah. Then, now not on the other side, because I believe the other side on this particular axle anyways is C-clipped. You can also take the dust guard off, but on this particular side, you should be able to grab a hold of the other end of the shaft and wiggle it on out. And it's got mud and everything. We're going to want to clean that out very thoroughly before we go putting the next shaft in, otherwise we'll shove a bunch of mud and stuff back into the differential. So now what we got to do is compare shafts and sizes and figure out if they're going to work. Well, unfortunately, it's looking like our half-ton shaft here is not going to work. You can see there's a considerable length difference. For whatever reason, I had kind of wondered about that. They're the same size and everything. Used a mic on them, and I mean the sizes are the same. Spline numbers are the same. Even the yokes are the same. So I guess what that means for us, I could do one of two things really here. I could try and weld this up, get it out of the shop, and just get us by until we get a new part in. Rather not do that though. Now you can see we already do have this shaft, so that's a brand new one. It's been on the shelf. That's what busted the last time, so that's what we bought, put on the shelf. But I guess where we're stuck with this is going to probably end up just ordering parts. Which means we're going to be most likely Tuesday before we get them. Unless I can get them overnighted through CarQuest, which would be really nice. That's the one downside of using Heat-Alls for parts, is they're slow. If they have to order something, you're usually 2 days out, which really stinks, but I still like dealing with them. They're my favorite part store. But CarQuest and Napa usually can have those shafts overnight. Parts, any parts really overnight. As long as they're in Billings, they have them by the next day. And they will ship on Saturdays, whereas Heat-Alls doesn't ship until Monday. So, I guess for now, we're kind of stuck. We found out what we needed to tonight. Can't really, I mean, we could do all kinds of stuff more, but not going to. I think I'm going to go down to the house and play me some Xbox. So, we'll catch you guys in another video.